Welcome back everyone. Today we're looking at NIO. EV maker NIO gets regulationary nod for a third factory in China. So this is brilliant for NIO. And for many reasons, if I'm being completely honest, and we're going to get into that today. So NIO is essentially won approval to build a third factory in China that would boost its total approval production capacity to 1 million cars, almost at par with Tesla's massive Shanghai plant, 3 people with knowledge of the matter said. So Tesla can push out 1.1 million vehicles per year from Shanghai plant, its biggest manufacturing hub globally. Did you know that? That the Shanghai plant is Tesla's biggest manufacturing plant globally. The latest approval for the plant with over 600,000 units annual capacity is a major win for NIO, given China's state planners has been cautious about waving through new EV production plans since 2022 amid overcapacity worries and slowing demands. NIO receives an auto manufacturing license last year, and they've started construction of the third plant, known as F3, but it's not immediately clear when mass production from the site would begin. Now, NIO told Reuters that the construction of a third plant has started and it would have a capacity of 100,000 units on a one-shift basis. The expansion plan aimed at meeting growing demand for NIO and Onvu brand cars to produce newly launched vehicles, the EV maker said in a statement. The capacity of our existing plant won't be enough to meet market demand. There's an overcapacity with NIO. NIO did not respond when asked whether the capacity of F3 would be later expanded to 600,000 units. China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology and the National Development and Reform Commission did not respond to questions for comments. NIO launched the Onvu brand in May, when it also unveiled the Onvu L60 SUV with a sticker price starting at 219,900 wons, while the Tesla Model Y starts at 249,900 wons in China. NIO, like many of its peers, is looking to broaden its customer base and boost sales with cheaper models. Now, I must say, this is absolutely fantastic. With NIO coming out with the Onvu brand, with the Firefly brand soon, that's just a code name. There's no official name yet. But NIO is building something truly amazing. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. NIO is really trying to build the VW of China. But the NIO cars itself, because they're so premium, they're high value, they're great material, they're great vehicles to be driven, they're more like an Audi in a sense. Imagine Tesla mixed with Audi. That's what you get when you look at NIO. It's pure elegance in an electric vehicle format. So essentially what NIO wants is more customer base. The NIO vehicles, they're actually priced really well. They're priced rather high sometimes. This means that they need to offer vehicles that are cheaper for the cheaper audience. You will capture a greater audience, you will boost sales, and cheaper models, they will circulate a lot more. NIO has recently analyzed that this recent price war is really not going anywhere. And perhaps the best way to deal with this is to literally start a price war by offering not just cheaper NIO vehicles, because that damaged the brand over long term. Offer a sub-brand with completely cheaper cars, because it's meant to be cheaper. And this way, NIO continue to sell their pure NIO vehicles at a higher premium and the cheaper vehicles like the Onvu, the Firefly at a reduced price. Long term, I am super bullish on NIO for multiple reasons. One, because of what they're building out. They're building out a unit, multiple brands. They're building out a new factory to accommodate for the Firefly and for the Onvu additional vehicles that they want to be building. They're definitely seeing a lot more demand on the more affordable side of EVs, like the 40,000, 30,000, 25,000 cars. They're seeing a lot more competition in that area. And NIO has such good platform. They have such great infrastructure, especially with the NIO swap stations. I've spoken about this before. NIO creating additional brands which will be able to use the NIO swap stations is pure genius. So if you buy into the NIO cars family, you don't have to buy a NIO vehicle to get access to NIO infrastructure. You could buy a cheaper model such as from Onvu, or you could buy a cheaper model from Firefly, and they will have access to the NIO infrastructure and NIO technology. This is purely genius, and more of this will be getting done. You can see Geely is doing something similar with Polestar, Volvo, Zeekr, their family brands, Lotus. Geely has managed to board up a lot of companies to turn them into mega projects. Turning Polestar into a luxury company, turning Volvo into a premium brand, turning Lotus into an aspiring, desirable car company, not just for the supercar novice, but also for the lovers of luxury SUVs, luxury sedans. Lotus can now offer those. I've seen a few around and they look absolutely incredible from the exterior. Interior looks even better, I swear. What's really incredible also is to see that NIO is in the top 10 manufacturer of EVs in China. That's incredible because China has a lot of competition. You can see new companies coming in all the time. And this is what they do to compete. Yes, this will work for NIO. It's worked for VW. It's worked for Stellantis. It works for so many mega car corporations. It will work for NIO also. So there's talks about overcapacity. The move by regulators to approve new EV capacity comes amid global concerns about overcapacity in China's EV industry, which critics say stems from the state-led subsidiaries. This is a terrible argument. Now, what NIO needs to do next is to build factories in Europe and in Mexico. That's what they need to do next. If they want more of South America, they can build in Sao Paulo. They could build in Brazil. If they want the Middle East and Africa, they could build in Nigeria. They could build in South Africa. Literally, the capacity to build for NIO is really overwhelming. And they could also build in Europe as well. Where exactly in Europe? Well, Germany is definitely the most automotive country in Europe. So Germany would make a lot of sense for NIO. And I can already tell that they have it in the back of their mind that yes, they definitely want to build a factory in Europe, but it's a matter of when, not a matter of it's definitely a matter of when. It's not a matter of, why, but it's a matter of when because it's obvious. So China's officials have in the past issued overcapacity warning, but in April this year, Beijing said that the assertions of excess capacities were groundless, and Chinese EV production system was simply more competitive. NIO founder and CEO William Li has also and apparently the NIO founder and CEO William Li has also offended the EV industry. I wouldn't. NIO founder and CEO William Li has also defended the EV industry, arguing that the overcapacity issue is with foreign brands and have seen their market share drop by 40 to 60% in China over the past few years, largely due to their uncompetitive products and services. Attacks on Chinese industry with overcapacity is out of politics. Let's do the maths, Li said. In May, adding that the foreign brands would have more than 5 million euros of idle annual capacity in China due to their market share loss. Factory utilization rates of Chinese major EV firms producing plug-in hybrids and pure EV range from 33% to 111% in 2023. This is based on a double shift schedule, with BYD running 95% and Li Auto at 106% by adding additional shifts. According to data from Chinese Merchant Bank International, NIO lodged the lowest rate of 33%, the data showed. But you see now, with the new factory and with the new NIO brands, that's how things are going to turn around. So it's definitely a great step for NIO, and of course, the NIO president confirms constructions of the F3 plant, but here's the reason, mainly. They've got the F1 plant and F2 plant. But keep in mind that they say these can no longer meet demand. That is the critical part to understand. Co-founder and president Qing Li Hong confirmed that the company has begun the construction and has offered some different information after a report earlier that sparked speculation. NIO third factory located at NIO Park in Hefei. So I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the NIO's new manufacturing plant? I definitely look forward to hearing more about the Firefly brand. That's going to be really incredible. Now, noteworthy, we also have some recent releases on the reports of unaudited first quarter for 2024, financial results for NIO, and the earnings conference call. Now, we'll talk about that in another video, but I hope you enjoyed this video today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in our next video. Peace.